Hey guys, so the BookTube-A-Thon's upon us. So if you haven't heard, the BookTube-A-Thon was put together and created by Ariel Bissett and Raylene at Petfer and Prongs 07, both of who I'll link down below to their videos about the BookTube-A-Thon because they're bound to explain their own thing better than I could. But with anything with a thon at the end of it, it's basically to read a lot. And they've got a few challenges, which I also put down below, that I'm going to try and complete. So here are the books I'm planning to read. I've got 5 books I'm planning to read over this readathon, and of various sizes and genres. First book is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson, which is the third and final part in the Millennium trilogy, so that if I manage to read this, it will tick off the finishing a trilogy slash series. It also tick off the challenge of reading a book of over 500 pages, as this one's about 740 odd. Second book I'm going to try and read is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is a classic, and so that would tick off that classic challenge. And also it has been on my shelf for years. I'm guessing about 10 years, because I've got a few classics with this sort of blue spine, because I think one of the newspapers or something was giving away the books or something if you collect tokens type thing. And I've got like Treasure Island and Jungle Book and a few others, and so that time I read this. Next we got The Good Thieves by Daniel Finn, and this one would tick off the category of being on my shelf for years. This was published in 2009, so yeah, about 4 years old, and I do remember starting to read it. I think I read about the first few chapters, but I didn't really get into it, and I hate leaving books only half finished, or in that case it wasn't even half finished, it was just 2 chapters. So yeah, I'd like to read this one. Next up we have Runaway by Meg Cabot, which is the third and final part in the Airhead trilogy. And yeah, again, this one's been on my shelf for a few years, but this is relatively short, just about 250 odd pages. So, and Meg Cabot's stuff I do enjoy, but it's more of an easy read and more fun and light-hearted, so I think this will definitely break up some of the more beastly books, especially The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. I should get through this one pretty quickly, I think. And finally we have Raven's Gate by Anthony Horowitz, which is the first book in the Power of 5 series, and this will be a reread for me, so that will tick off that challenge. And yeah, it's a reread because finally the last book has come out and I cannot remember anything about the series basically. Just know there's 5 kids supposed to stop some evil thing or power, and they have powers possibly. Yeah, it's been so long since I read this book and this series that yeah, I don't know anything about it, so it's going to be in a way like a completely new book to me, which will be kind of fun. So yeah, those are the books that I am planning to read in this BookTube-A-Thon. I don't know if I'll get through all of them, but we shall see what happens. When it was announced that the BookTube-A-Thon would be from July 15th to July 21st, I was like, well, that's great, because perfect time for me. I've just come back from holiday, have nothing planned. Now real life is kind of making plans, as it's prone to do. So we shall see if I manage to read those 5 books. I think I'd at least want to read 3, especially if I manage to read The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, because that's quite big. So if I read 3, I'll be quite happy. So let me know if you're taking part in the BookTube-A-Thon. I'm not going to be doing daily updates because, yeah, I can't be bothered. But I will do a wrap-up on the 22nd or whatever, saying how well I've done. I will be tweeting my progress, so I will leave my Twitter down below. And yeah, so let's all get reading, and I will see you next time.